Now this is the action area. So now you know what time it is. It's time for another day in the shop. A gloomy, wet, dreary day. But don't worry, I'll bring the sunshine. If nature isn't. Actually, just as I say that, it's starting to clear up. We got quite a bit of rain overnight, and it's still raining and drizzling this morning a little bit. Although, now I can see the storm is a-breaking. I think we got a couple of hurricanes, Umberto, something like that out there in the Atlantic. It's not going to hit us, but it's going to just swing on by, wave out the window, not stopping in for coffee and donuts, which is good. But all we're going to get, I think, from this one is rain, and it might be kind of slow today because people don't like when it rains in Florida. Even though they live in Florida and it rains all the time. Things change when it rains. It's like when you get snow up north for some reason. People drive 20 miles an hour under the speed limit, or they drive 40 miles an hour over, which is kind of weird, but everyone's doing what they got to do, I guess. We got salvage engines. This is the engine out of the 300. This engine is going to be a warranty engine, I think, that's supposed to go in the Dodge Caravan on the lift, but it's out of my wheelhouse. BMW is getting an engine. That's getting an engine. My engine work is done, hopefully, for a while. Can't make any promises. We'll see what happens today. Other than the normal drama, mystery, intrigue, learning things, fixing cars, getting people back on the road, keeping the lights on, hyping the video, subscribing, all that stuff. We're going to try to learn some stuff today for real. We're going to try to have some fun. That's always my goal. If I can teach somebody a little something from all the years I've been doing this, intentional or not, make a video that's worth watching for you. So you have to watch to see if there's anything worth watching. That makes sense? I don't think that's really a good salesman technique, but I'm not much of a salesman. I tend to do my thing, row my boat, and let the chips fall where they may. We always do our best to make it work and make something good come out of every day, and that's what we're going to do today. This is the part where I stop flapping, get the shop open up, and we'll get to work. So stay tuned. I'm gonna say those air filters have seen better days, that's for sure. Sweet 2007 Jeep Wrangler. Came in dead battery, no dash lights, nothing happening. Hook up a jump box. Now it starts and stalls like it's got an immobilizer thing going on or something. Little jump boxes wouldn't do it. Had to get the big house jump box. I got to get myself a new one. My little red one I put a battery in a couple years ago. Now the replacement battery took a dump. I'm kind of over it. I'm going to get myself another one of these. In the meantime, though, I'm going to check for battery connections, and it's really odd the way it's behaving. It's like it's shutting itself off due to electrical connections and things like that. Like it's losing memory. At least that's how it feels to me. So the first order of business, get a battery charger on it, test all these battery connections, the main connection at the alternator. This has got the venerable little tiny V6 in it. I think it's like a 3.6 or 3, oh yeah, there it is, 3.8. Huh, this is pre-Pentastar stuff. I got the charger on this thing, but now it's showing like the battery's not that dead. Could be one of those damaged battery, got a cracked plate or something in it, but let's hook this up and see what modules we'll talk to the K8 scan tool, and we'll go from there. We got a skim key not stored in PCM. That would explain the start and stall. It's acting just like it has a security issue. Lost vehicle speed message, battery low, lighting codes, battery low, battery low, battery low. I'm thinking what's happened, this has got a bad battery and somehow it's lost the skim key memory. So what we're going to have to do is put a new battery in it just for testing purposes and see what happens with the skim key code. If we can clear that, relearn the key, something like that to that effect, and we'll go from there after that. It's a quick oil change on a Sprinter van and brake inspection, and we'll just come back to it if anything comes of it. says 5 quarts on the paperwork, but I got a feeling it takes more than that. That's 7, and there's nothing on the dipstick yet. We'll get some more. We got more, don't worry. We had a bunch of partials. I kind of lost track. I think we're around 9 quarts or so. This is a full one, but it's got an indicator here. So this thing's got to take 12 quarts to start doing. One more quart in and we haven't started it up yet. It's kind of hard to see unless you let it sit a while, but I think this thing takes 13 quarts. Don't go by the ticket, folks. Another half a quart. It's in the safe zone and we haven't started it yet. This thing took a tick over 13 quarts. Look at that shiny new battery. Now let's see if we can do this key thing. He said the customer does not have another key, so I cleared the codes. You can see their codes are gone. No DTCs, but it'll start install. Oh, stay run. Oh. There you go. Now, that's weird. Readfall code. No DTCs. And it doesn't want you going anywhere, it seems like. I wonder if it's that gas. Gas gauge is awful low, isn't it? Let's see if we have a new DTC. Oh, there it is. PO633. Key not stored. The problem with these, when you want to go in and try to learn the key, you need to have a 4-digit security pin that is available to locksmiths and a dealer. So they might need to get a locksmith out here, which is a bummer. And I think it does also need gas, unless the gas gauge doesn't work. It's awfully low. So let me let them know the next phase in the operation. Oh, I got to reset the clock too. You don't want to do, I think it's like 11:30 now or something. Let me see here. 11:35. I'm going to reset the clock too, because the battery part's done at least. I wonder if he killed the battery trying to start it with the problem with his key memory, or this thing has what's called a SCIM or WCM wireless control module that does the key memory and talks to the PCM to let it start or not start based on security. We're gonna do some front brakes on this Springer van. I gotta get the old fluid out of the master. .4. We'll start off with some fresh clean fluid in there. The rest's gonna have from underneath. Even their heavier trucks, still the same nonsense with the stuff. Okay. I'm gonna have to go get a couple of, I think I have ones big enough for this. Guide pins. Be a lot easier going back together. I don't think I got new sensors, so I'll have to see if we can get them apart without breaking them. Might have to have mortar, but we'll see. All European cars have pad sensors, usually at least on the right front and left rear, one each axle. Some of them have them on every axle. They never have them on every brake pad though. And usually they come with the pads. This has very uneven pad wear, that's why we're doing brakes. The left side has like a 9mm pad on the outside, and it's like 3mm on the inside. This one's the opposite. Got quite a bit of a lip on the rotor. Let go. Man, we got a strong magnet on you, I'll tell you what. Got quite a bit of a lip on the rotor. I don't know if someone did a pad slap last time, or it's just the typical European car. They wear the rotors with the pads. So let's get this thing apart. We need a Torx bit for the rotor. We need a Torx socket for the sensor harness. We can pull this bleeder off of here, a rubber cap. Can reuse that on the new stuff. This should pull out of here. And it should pull out of here. You know, it might be easier to pull the caliper off and to get it off the pad without breaking it, without that in the way. We got to gather a few tools. This is I think it's an Allen on these too. Grab a few tools over at the toolbox, and then we'll get started. Now, rather than get 3 different tools, I just got my 1/2" to 3/8 adapter. It's a little overkill. Just got to be gentle going back together. That's all. That's all we need to do. Gentle upon reassembly. That's kind of strange. Huh. Isn't that an interesting Euro car setup? It must thread into the caliper, or this is part of the caliper and unthreads right here. I haven't seen that before, but I'll tell you what, we're going to find out shortly. Anytime you work on a European car, when you're not a European mechanic, you don't specialize on them. You just figure it out each time something new and exciting comes in. But you know that's our specialty around here. We don't like to look like we know too much about what we're doing. I mean, what would be the point? You couldn't make it work if you knew what you were doing right off the bat. Could have named the channel to Showing You We Know It All instead of Making It Work. That's interesting. Oh, you know what? This sits down in a little boss here. So you gotta slide the slides out, even though the bolts are out. Still gotta slide the slides out. Wow. You know what I ought to do? Figure out how this comes apart first. Let's take a look at a new caliper. In the old days, they used to bring us the parts when they came in, but he just yelled across the shop, "The rotors are over at my desk." Okay, thanks. That is good stuff. Ooh, look how pretty that is, huh? That is a thing of beauty. It's also for the other side, but that's all right. We got another one. Looks just like it, except for the right. Comes in hardware. It's interesting that it comes with that too. It looks like the hose unthreads right at the caliper. I'm not sure how that seals in there, but we'll see. If I get a 14mm wrench, give that a couple twists. We'll probably have to unwind the caliper from the threads, put it back on. You get it close. Make sure you still have to go this way, and so the hose goes towards tightening. So when you put it on, you can finish tightening the hose. Sometimes it takes a little trial and error, but this is, I'm trying to think of what the cars were that did this kind of thing back in the day. But the hose would thread in. I think it's the old Fords or Chryslers that had a 5/8 fitting, but it did have a washer on the bottom. So hopefully these are the right calipers is basically what I'm saying. Alright. Let's see just how stuck it is onto the pads. Really don't want to break the sensor if I can avoid it. Oh wow. It comes with new rubber caps on the slides and all that stuff here. This fitting must bottom out in the bottom of this bore. See, there's a tapered seat down there. Let me go get the rotors. Yeah, I don't see any place I'll be able to hang this caliper while I'm working. Let's pull this off here. I think I can hang this off the sway bar a little bit. Yeah, so we got quite a bit of pad wear here. That's all the noise he was talking about. Now if these touch, you're definitely not supposed to reuse them, but I think we were right on the threshold. That should help squeeze it into the new pads. We'll see. And stay out. You see the new pads have quite a bit more meat on their bones. To leave hardware on the floor and all that stuff because it makes other people wonder if you put the hardware back. So I'd rather take it over to the scrap pile. That's just how I roll. I think these are 21s. Then we'll be able to get that rotor off there. Let's see here. I think it's a Torx T30. Huh. Well, I'm gonna have to get my air hammer. Thought it was going to pop off of there real easy. I was getting ready to be bragging and stuff, but maybe karma knew it. Karma said nope. Eyes and ears, people. Something's happened. There you go. Very interesting. It's a short little bolt. Gonna be. That's better. Oh, you know what? I have to take one of them apart because I don't do the. I don't load all my shims and hardware and pads and all in. I've had them where I'm fumbling around, the pads are falling out and stuff. It just, my preference is to have the bracket mounted solid, put all my pads and hardware on, and drop the caliper. But don't let me stop you from doing it that way if you want. Because in the grand scheme of things, I just want everybody to be happy. Supposed to unbolt the other side of the brake hose, install it in the caliper, and then put it back on the brake hose bracket. That's not what I'm doing, because I like the mess and the struggle. I didn't get a drip pan because I didn't think of it, to be honest with you, and it's okay. Embracing the struggle is the goal. Mission accomplished. Hope that's not bad for your skin. Don't worry, we'll sort it all out. Sometimes these things get messy, apparently. Gotta open all that up. Finish getting all my brake stuff in there. You see how tricky we can be. Putting some grease and some hardware and some pads in here to hold this up. If I if I take the top bolt out, then it's not going to give me enough room to come back because of the hose. No polarity for that. It's just a instead of the ones that came with it. It's just a ground. And it sends the ground in. When this touches, the ground comes back. And the computer goes, "We need brakes." Not anything really as high tech as it seems. Gotta bleed the brakes a little bit, and we'll do the other side. I did loosen this and reposition the hose to try it, and I got it a little better. So I don't know how my math didn't work when I was putting the caliper on, but I think on the other side I'll just take the hose out of the bracket. It'll be a little easier. We're going to do this side a little different because the bottom slides froze on this side. This is the proper way to do it anyway. I was trying to be cute on the other side, and I think it actually cost me a few minutes. Would have been cuter to get it done quicker. Hey, that lower slide, that one's not moving. That's what it's supposed to do. Not this one. You see my uneven pad wear. Basically what was happening, the slide was so stuck it wasn't hardly using the outer pad, just using the inner. So let's get this stuff off of here, get some new parts on. It's going to be a lot like the other side, so we'll come back in a second. On this side, that's gonna bother me. Alright, have a tray there. It's not how I wanted to do it. You made me. Grab the 11 again. Force the habit. Look at that. Tried to move my slide with my favorite Mac pliers. Broken. And guess where the Mac man is? Yep, Mac man doesn't come in anymore. We didn't buy enough stuff. So if you don't keep buying stuff, your warranty is null and void. I guess you could mail it to Mac. Or you could buy it from whoever makes it originally for $8. Those are your options. You can mail it to Mac for $12 or buy new ones for $8. And they probably kind of know that. Oh boy. That's alright, we're going to be okay. Don't worry about it. I got my sensor in. Mount is tight. Most of the air is bled. My hold downs are tight. What I like to do when I'm dealing with fasteners is they're either tight or they're not screwed in much at all. Even wheel lug nuts and stuff, especially things like that, I put it in a couple turns. It's visibly loose. If it's bottomed out, I know I've tightened it. But I try not to move past it just in case anyway. But that's a good method to use if you get interrupted a lot and you're doing, you know, three or four things at one time. If you don't tighten it at all, that bolt's sticking out, you can jiggle it, you know you didn't tighten it. If it's in there and it's tight, you tightened it, right? That's how it works in my feeble brain. Check this for air a couple more times. Pump up the pedal and I'll check it again. This thing should be a road test away from being all done. You know we're going to torque the wheels and all. Do I have to show you that again? Alright, alright. pump up the brake pedal. Boy, you'd be impressed if you could feel this brake pedal. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a good brake pedal going down the road. Brake fluid's topped off, wheels are torqued, everything is peachy keen. Uh-oh, 2017 Jeep Latitude, battery keeps going dead. What is wrong? I know it's the right color. They got that much knocked out. I left it here running to charge the battery because the battery barely started it, and I drove it in the shop, left it running, came back, it's not running. That's probably not a good sign. You'd think these Jeeps would be easy to open the hood. Let's see if it's charging and stuff. It's got the typical feels like the engine's in your lap motor mount situation going on, but it's not here for that. I'm gonna find out why the battery keeps dying. Looks like the battery is not too old. I can see someone's been messing with it. This thing just shut off again. Oh, let's see what the battery voltage is. It might not be charging. They didn't mention that part. Well, the battery, there's no paper, I can't print, but the battery failed the load test, or this is a resistance test really, but I don't know what happens to the paper. I guess someone used my printer, or they took the paper out because there's nothing in here, not even a roller. So there's that. I can take a picture of that and put it in the inspection. Man, this old Jeep keeps on stalling, but look at these codes. All battery voltage, battery voltage, battery voltage, battery voltage, battery voltage, battery voltage. Lost com with DCM. Now this thing needs a battery, and then I'll be able to go further after that. Well, let's do a non-invasive amp draw test. Zero this son of a gun. Come on now, be like that now. Modules are dropping off, I guess, but that's something we could assume. But you know what happens sometimes when you assume, you gotta be really careful. The next thing you know, a car you worked on is on Royalty Automotive or Dave's Auto Center or something. Nobody wants that. I'm gonna let this sit about 10-15 minutes and we'll see if this changes. Let's make sure it's still zero. Sometimes if you bang them around, they'll go off zero. Yeah, it's pretty close. There is a direction too, you can turn it the other way. It shows 1 amp that way and 0.7 that way, which could drum around a little bit. It's really good for them, like torque wrenches and stuff. They love it. 0.5, it's going down. We'll come back in a few minutes, we'll see where this thing's at. I think the battery's bad, and they think that something's killing the battery, but it's because the battery's no good. But why it stalls while it's running and it's with the charging system working is kind of unusual. But I have seen batteries do weird things like that. I think I mentioned that before. We'll come back in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes once these modules go to sleep. We're closing in on the end of the day, although we've only done a brake job. It's been kind of slow. We messed with a couple little things here and there. See if we can at least work out something for this for tomorrow. We got the Kaiweets thermal imaging camera going. We got the Kaiweets amp clamp going. Uh-oh. Hit that son of a gun. Don't take that from them. It's staying at about 0.28, 0.25. Something's going on down here. I'm gonna try to pull them out, just see what happens. Huh. Nothing. But keep in mind, when this glows red, it doesn't mean it's molten lava. It just means it's hotter than the surrounding area. So it'll kind of mess you up a little bit, but it's about 10 degrees hotter than the rest of the fuse panel. There is two 10mm fuses, there's two 10 amp fuses back here. Let's pull those out and see if our amp draw goes away. I gotta get my broken Mac pliers, I think. Come on now. Nope. Let's see if the temperature changed. Could be something on the other side of the circuit board, because I pulled out the relays and the fuses. No change in amp draw, no change in the temperature of the fuse panel. When I put these back in, it might spike up for a second, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. No change. And this is a TIPM, totally integrated power module, and now I think they just call it an integrated power module. So it could very well have a built-in relay. I'm not sure if that shows up, but hopefully it does. All right, I might have to do some more investigate. How do you say it? Investigatory surgery, something like that. Sometimes you can just pop some clips and unhinge these things. Oh, and sometimes you can. To zero. Kill me, bro. Why did I have all the pretty colors in the fuse panel? It's like a spine wine or a Swiss watch kind of operation or something. It's going smooth as X-Lax. It's showing no amperage, but I'm seeing a warm fuse panel. Inconclusive. I'm going to tell them to put a battery in it and stop running around in circles, and we'll go from there. How about that? I was in just the right kind of mood to go over to the bench grinder and grind the tip off. So it's a needle nose plier again, at least. Since we don't have a Mac Man, I figured that's a good alternative. Alright, back from the rabbit hole, and I told him I was going to put a battery in it. I told him in the morning. I can't even really test any further. I'm not going to keep running around in circles with silly stuff. I don't know what's going on lately, but even a simple thing like that can turn into a rabbit hole adventure. And I know that the drama and the intrigue is part of why everyone comes here to this channel to watch. It's like I don't know. So we're gonna put a battery in. We're gonna see what happens. It's probably gonna be in the morning. I don't know. He's pulling cards in and stuff now, so. It's kind of like, you see the movie The Jerk? It kind of has that kind of vibe to it. Chrysler, Jeep, Jeep. I don't want to say nothing, but I made it short about it. I thought it was funny. Some people will, some people won't. That's of no concern to me. I'm gonna post the stuff that I think's funny. Everyone should do the same. If you got something you think is funny, make a short about it. If you have a YouTube channel, you can sign up for a YouTube channel. It doesn't cost anything. When you open up the YouTube app, there's a little plus button on your phone in the middle of the bottom. You just push plus, and it'll open up the ability to make a short. Push record, make your short, and record. Then it'll upload it for you, and you can determine the length you want, all that kind of stuff. You can add print. You can do whatever you want, instead of trying to make someone else do something you want. That's the beautiful thing. We're getting ready to close up. Everyone's gone but me and Joe, I guess. So we're gonna shut this place down. We are done for the day. Not a very productive day. We got a couple things done, so it wasn't a waste. We got a locksmith coming for this Jeep tomorrow, and we'll put a battery in the other one. Well, thanks for watching. Torque the like button before you head out if you will. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hype the video. It's very important from what I hear. Most important thing is that I hope I see you in another video, because you're awesome.